monitor each one of our flues every 15 seconds. We have high pressure, high temperature steam that's generated from the water walls, 900 psi at 830 degrees, running through a gas turbine. We would love to have a steam customer. That's what we generate. There's a whole lot of reduction in efficiency if you had a steam host, such as CLC. You have so many more advantages here than we do. We run it through a turbine, turns the generator, makes electricity. We generate a maximum of 26 megawatts, probably net sale at a maximum of 22 megawatts. Our customers treat us on energy. This is what we did last year. We processed 279,642. Remember, Wheelabrator's commitment to us is 248,200 tons per year. So they have consistently outperformed their guarantee. Megawatts produced, these are megawatts, not kilowatts. So a lot of megawatts, a lot of it sold, and money. Yeah, that's an important part of revenue. We're currently receiving about 9 cents a kilowatt hour. Unfortunately, there are 20 other states that considered renewable in their renewable portfolio due to lobbying efforts and change in the legislature. The renewable initiative made us not renewable. Water is not renewable either. Wood is not renewable. So we became not renewable as well. So we will lose $6 million of that dollar. So it is being stressed. Lifetime, we have processed over 5 million tons, almost 5.5 million tons currently. How many billion kilowatt hours generated? And ferrous metals. We hope to add on to our facility and remove non-ferrous metals. We can use state-of-the-art technology as well as recycle the ash, as you have heard from Germany. That technology exists, it is available, it costs money. But at the same time, we have avoided costs associated with disposal. But it is possible. To some degree, people look at our facility as a Cadillac. Yes, we are a very Cadillac facility, emphasis on clean. But when you look at Hamburg's facility, it's a Porsche. They're much more expensive. They're higher cost to maintain, but their performance is much better. Emissions in the United States, waste energy, between incinerators and waste energy plants, have decreased by a factor of 12. Before they were a problem, they are not a problem anymore. And EPA will be the first one to tell you that. We have dioxin furans. We used to be the biggest source. Well, it's the biggest source because we're the only ones that measured it. Costs money. Costs $20,000 to test for dioxins and furans. It's not cheap. We do this every year. We spend $100,000. One test. It takes them 6 months to generate the data. But it is very complex. We look at thousands of chemicals to know what's coming out of our stack. But dioxin furans have declined more than 99%, unable to measure the impact at all from surrounding areas because the detection level and the amount emitted is so small. We have led the way. Because it's municipally owned, we have demands of our operator. It is not a situation where we make money. Our job is to come to zero every year for our citizens. But at the same time, we can dictate terms of how the plants operate. We operate the max on air cleaning equipment. Lime is not an issue. Pass-through expense. So we maximize the ability of the machine. We don't have a targeted permit level. Yes, we have to be cleaner than the permit level, but we actually do more. We do enhanced lime injection, which means our levels are significantly lower than almost anybody in the United States. And we have led the way, and developed a lot of those regulations that EPA uses. In fact, Australia used our numbers in developing their regulations and the whole path of how to do this. Gives you an idea. In 2010, dioxins and furans, our permit level is 30 nanograms for 2.3. We don't test the other unit because EPA gives us a buy and says, you're so low, we don't need to do 2 tests, it's so expensive. 1 is sufficient, as long as it's represented. So they're reasonable. But look at how small. Cadmium, lead, mercury, we have over 90% removal rate of a very small quantity. Particulate, 27, we're up 2.8. PM10, orders of magnitude less. So they not only comply, but they orders of magnitude comply. Again, net greenhouse benefit. That means you don't even generate an impact to the greenhouse. It's actually a negative. So for every ton of waste that we combust, means you have helped the greenhouse gas effect by 1 ton. So you are actually going the other way, rather than just worrying about, not producing. You're actually backing it up. Eliminates methane from landfills. Definitely true. You are combusting that waste. Offsets fuel being generated, typically a fossil fuel. Yes, there's wind, yes, there's solar, but if you're going to not generate something, you not generate it from the fossil fuel area because of the impacts. Recovers ferrous and non-ferrous, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in the future. Again, here's the greenhouse gas, the landfill venting, the flares, the internal combustion engine, waste energy, negative. We charge $98 a ton. That's been a debate issue. Politics, again, money, politics, Typical cost, we're proposing 108, they're proposing 103. It's been this way for 15 years. Gives you an idea, and we survived, despite all the things that are thrown. The unfortunate thing is deferred maintenance. If we had a consistent amount of maintenance, we would have less impact. But politics being politics, you've got many people weighing in. I'm just an engineer, garbage man, and I want to maintain the facility in the best way. We have not done that because of, we still have devices that have a 286 chip. Gives you an idea. When they break, well, we have to replace it. Well, they basically want us to break. But these are planned actions that engineers understand that it has a life. You should replace it. But, we do a lot of assured burn. We take waste from the Myrtle Research Facility in the South Pole. We take waste from Prudhoe Bay up north for British Petroleum. British Petroleum spends a tremendous amount of money on disposal of its waste. Why? Because it doesn't want to be done. British Petroleum has a lot of assets. They don't want anyone to touch it. So they want to sleep at night, so they bring it to us, and it is combustible. They spend probably $1,000 per ton to ship it from Prudhoe Bay to Spokane, Washington, because we are an open book. Everything we have is public information. They look at our compliance, they look at how we operate. We get no NOVs, and if we do, it's all administrative. We need this is solid waste reasons. We needed a long-term solution for future generations. We were left with a problem. Spokane has spent over $100 million closing old landfills. So, and my city manager expressed, guess what? We used our credit card, and the bills do now. So we've actually had to finance over $80 million in our debt to clean up old landfills with no revenue. So that's why our tipping fee is higher. $15 of our existing tipping fee goes to landfill closures that were given to us from the past. And we have to do that.